I'm going to ask you an unfair question. Which is your favorite building in New York City and why?
Oh, that's not unfair. I love the Chrysler Building.
Done. Easy.
It's done. It's very easy. I mean, I like it because it's sparkly. Yeah. Do you want to know why I like it?
Of course.
Okay. So I like it because it's sparkly. That's the first reason. But it has a really fun history to it as well. So it was competing with another building. It was competing with a building called 40 Wall Street to be the tallest building in the world. And it was this really heated competition. Like the two architects used to work together at the same firm. They had a big falling out. They were like, we're each going to prove that we're the better architect by building the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
They would actually send spies over. They would send spies over to one another's buildings and they'd be like, oh no, the Chrysler building is going to be 800 feet tall. We better make 40 Wall Street, 870 feet tall. End of the day, 40 Wall Street was taller. But Mr. Chrysler Cars, did not want to settle for second best. So he and some buddies snuck into the building in the middle of the night, and through the chrome dome top, they put up the spire or the stick that you see on top of the building.
Yep.
And they made it the tallest building in the world. The people who owned 40 Wall Street were like, no, we're no longer the tallest building in the world. Yeah. They were so angry. They wrote letters to newspapers saying that's just a stick on top of a building. It shouldn't count. We have the highest usable floor. But ultimately it didn't matter because less than a year later, Empire State Building was completed, dwarfing them both. But I like that it very sneakily had that title of tallest building in the world for a very brief period of time.
I love that story, and I came across that story in the Bowery Boys podcast and the book. And Chrysler in general, I just really like the building because it just stands out. And the thing you mentioned about, I think New York had this phase between, the 1900s to the 1940s, where I think every few years, the tallest building used to keep changing. It was like the Little Singer building. Then it became the Woolworth building for a while. I think I'm forgetting some buildings in the middle. And then it was Chrysler, Empire State came in the middle. There's some other buildings I'm forgetting. But yeah, it constantly had this like battle. And then finally, Empire State won. Okay. That was an easy question for you. I thought it was going to be a tough one.
Oh, I know. Maybe I should have more favorite buildings. But the Chrysler Building what's interesting is it's been my favorite building, I think, since the beginning. I remember liking it because it was pretty. It kind of looks like a Christmas tree at night. I really like Christmas time. I don't know. I've never gone to the top. If knows how to get me to the top,
me as well, yeah.
let me know. But that's one that it's been very steady and I've never felt conflicted. I've never been like, oh, that building's close.
No, I completely agree with you. The Chrysler Building, I often used to forget that it was in New York because people don't talk about it that much. And then when I see it, I was like, oh, this is the building. Like I make people, like if someone's visiting, I make them focus on, that's a Chrysler. Make sure you're looking at it, like what it inspired, what it represented in terms of Art Deco as well. It was just such a fascinating building.